Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, a very good defense will be on the field. The Seahawks are the least scored on team in the league, and they'll be up against the Eagles offense that will need to rise to the occasion. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we are just south of historic Pioneer Square at CenturyLink Field in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they come in right at 500, looking to get that win to bump them back above 500.
This game means a lot to them because of what you just talked about. When you can bump yourself over 500, it's a lot of optimism in your building as you move forward in the season.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
For him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They start the drive on the ground with Lacey. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders,
after
they
the play on the ground,
football.
that brings up second down here. Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man.
Just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now Lacey. And after the good gain last play, this time they say,
self-scout. And they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until it was had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Ryan, to send this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Eagles take possession. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them is their second-year quarterback, also the number 2 overall pick a season ago, Carson Wentz.
And the numbers were not pretty that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static.
Again, they'll run it. Again, it Sproles. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside.
So now on is Caleb Sturgis for the Eagle field goal. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. One quarter down here on a frigid December night. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter. Now it's Sproles. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Donnie Jones set to punt it away now in his 14th year in the NFL. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. Now it's Lockett. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a first and 10. But not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 6. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now Wilson being chased out left. A dump off to Lacey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now it's second and goal.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there, because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
All right, Brandon, back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get you caught up on all the highlights from...
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Seahawks defense heads back out there now. They don't want to change anything. They've got 0 points against them here, so I would imagine the halftime speech was do more of the same, right?
I think you're right. And
the reception good for 7.
To the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This will be caught at about the 5. At the 2. And he won't have the touch. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try to run it now with Sproles. Sproles lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a starting field position here. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. He's got a man complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get... Now a first down carry. It's Lacy. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game.
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher.
This game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Wilson, dancing to his left. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third.
From a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away.
Both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big plays?
2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're facing a critical play number 6 on this drive. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And unable to connect on the long
pass. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Wilson to throw. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. And they'll be disappointed at 10 now for the offensive group. Wilson wants to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone. Now the offense operates in the red zone. They run it here with Thompson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout, 4th quarter of play.
Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Here's Wilson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And it's run with Thompson. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
And that means for your play caller, he's not looking to the attack portion of his sheet, right? He's looking for, okay, what do we have that's going to keep us in a good spot? No lost yardage plays. Let's kick a field goal and go up 2 scores. If we score a touchdown, great. But that's not what you're really playing for.
On 3rd down, that's Thompson. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Thompson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out come the Eagles. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late.
So they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
A drive that time of 6 plays. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a cap on this one.
They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Wilson going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin.
First down,
2 yards out of
bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as you understand where they are on the field.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Seahawks, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to LA to take on the Rams. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.